What's going on, y'all? Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to donate to the channel, the cash app's at the top right corner of the video. But let's get into it, man, because I've been doing live streams with Jalopy. We've been going back and forth with the rap battle, having a discussion. And we were talking about how the rap battle could go hand in hand with this Drake UMG lawsuit. So there's two things taking place right now that go hand in hand with each other. One of them is going to be the UMG lawsuit that involves Drake, Drake suing UMG over the Not Like Us record. And the other situation is going to have to do with the rap battle that we've been talking about for the better part of the past 2 weeks. Now, in the course of time, since 2025 had started back in January, when Joey Badass had dropped the rulers back, this is where everything had started. Joey Badass started taking shots at the West Coast, started taking shots at Kendrick-Lamar, and the West responded. Everybody from the West Coast felt some type of way about that, and they responded the way that they did. And for the most part, we got some great music out of it. Daylyt had dropped end credits, which people are saying is the conclusion of the battle, even though some people like YG had recently dropped a song taking aim at Joey. Nonetheless, this battle has sort of been an ongoing thing. But in hindsight, these two things have been happening at the same time. And what I find so interesting and why I think they go hand in hand is because Drake is going to court against UMG in a lawsuit in regards to a rap battle. We have Joey Badass from the East Coast, a lot of other prominent figures in the East Coast, a lot of other prominent figures in the West Coast going at it with each other, going back to back, dropping diss tracks. And they're saying the most disrespectful stuff, whether it be Daylyt, Rayvon, Joey, take your pick, bro. Kai Cash, Reason, whoever. Hit a J3. No matter who you want to bring up, they've gotten very disrespectful. And what's crazy is that the beef with Drake and Kendrick-Lamar was how all of this came about anyways. Joey had targeted the West Coast and Kendrick-Lamar because of the success that they had, Kendrick and the West, after beating Drake in one of the biggest rap battles of this decade, of the past 2 decades probably. Joey steps in right afterwards and starts dropping the rulers back. Sorry, not sorry. Pardon me. And that's what sparked this battle right after that. Everybody started going in and started taking shots at each other. Joey would have not won at Kendrick or the West Coast if Kendrick and Drake didn't beef. So in the beginning, you could say that this is how it all started. This is what trickled down from that. But I think we learned a valuable lesson here. And I think the artists, the MCs, the individuals that participated in this beef, in hindsight, I think they taught us a lesson. I think they taught Drake a lesson and the court a lesson. And I hope somebody in the courtroom uses this rap beef as an example of how artists between each other could rap battle and not go and sue right after. Rayvon, Joey, and Daylyt, just as an example, were saying the craziest things. Like they were saying the craziest things to each other, bro. I can't even make this up. Like when Rayvon had made GoldenEye, the things that he was saying about Joey and Diddy were crazy. Don't even have to try too hard. Could go to the chorus, go to the end of the chorus, and he says, couldn't get a verse from HOV. Now you at Diddy house and he putting your back down. Saying that there's footage of Joey and Diddy together, all these crazy things, and saying, that Joey's fiance is going to be shocked when the footage comes out. He says, them gay lines is out of pocket. I ain't never been to Diddy house. Sierra, which is Joey's pregnant wife, gonna be shocked when all the footage is out. Couldn't get a Grammy and said, F it, put me on that casting couch. And these are things that could have been said and Joey could have used and take him to the court of law and try to sue Rayvon. But you know what happened? Nothing happened. Joey dropped the diss track afterwards and they just kept going. Nobody sued. Even looking at the lyrics from Ayo by Daylyt, it gets very gory here. It gets very gruesome here at the end. When you read about how he goes into Joey's front door of his home unannounced, where Joey's pregnant wife answers the door, you hear a sword slashing sound, which probably means that he probably, you know what I mean? Now I'm unstoppable while I'm walking all in your yard. Why kick the door? I just rang the doorbell with a smile. Girl pregnant opened the door. Yeah, it's been a while. Is Joey here? Yeah, he's in the back. Come in. Soon as she turned around, sword slash sound, which we could probably use our imagination at this point. Split her in two, I guess blank, homie. I told you I'm a monster, not a thug, homie. You'll find me in your staircase with your baby and her blood on me. And this is where he does these like sucking sounds as if he's like sucking on the blood or whatever. Like it's very gruesome. And like he's literally talking about Joey's pregnant wife and his baby. So, just letting you know that everything was being laid out here in this beef from different angles, whether they were trying to make a bop and a diss or they were just trying to get straight up disrespectful. People were saying things like this, bro, and nobody sued. Nobody sued at all, not even Joey. And even using Joey as an example for Crash Dummy, you could even use these lyrics that he says in the third verse, which is very important when it comes to the Drake and UMG lawsuit. He says, time to show the world who I am. I've been a man. I'm loaded up. My clip on jam might spin again. I'm taking all the shots. They say I opened up Pandora's box. I'm breaking all the locks and all the gates they trying to key. Barking over, no, I got faith in God that I had to reach. Keep thinking shit's sweet when it comes to beef. Let my teeth sink. Kicking up dust because my guys really street. Guys better rethink. I don't throw subs, I throw torpedoes at heat seek, which at this point, UMG and Drake have both had brought up in their cases how gun talk and threats could be used as hyperbole, and rap lyrics shouldn't be taken literal because it goes against the First Amendment. And at that point, the court will be taking these lyrics as a threat instead of hyperbole and just exaggerated opinion. And that's the importance in regards to this case with Drake and UMG. The fact that Drake is trying to use rap lyrics to win a case goes against everything that hip hop stands for. And I think this battle that Joey and the West Coast and everybody involved had gotten into is a perfect example of how you could do this. You could contend, you could get into a battle, you could compete, you could keep it on wax, and you don't have to sue right afterwards. This is beyond levels of important. This battle was more important than we really thought. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had brought this battle up in court. As the lawsuit is going on, at the same time, these artists are battling it out, and nobody had filed a complaint. Nobody had submitted a lawsuit. Nobody did any of that. They just kept it on wax and they kept it pushing, bro. What Drake is doing in court could jeopardize how people make music in the future. It could have jeopardized how these artists were making music currently. It's not just the music that Drake is fighting against. He's also fighting against the First Amendment. That's a violation of our rights. And if he wins this court case, who's to say how it affects battles in the future and how it affects our rights as human beings? That battle that we were just going through and this lawsuit that Drake is going through, they go hand in hand because they both have something to do with rap beef. Drake is somebody who did it wrong, and these artists did it right. No matter how you look at it, no matter who you think won, at the end of the day, we all won because they showed us how it's done. They showed us how they could do a battle and not get in their feelings and try to be like Drake and try to sue one another. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought up Joey Badass and the West Coast and this rap battle that took place in the court of law. If they mentioned that as an example of how a rap battle was done, because they already gave the court a whole lesson about how rap battle is done. If you don't believe me, you can look at the paperwork. They explain how rappers go at it. They explain the hyperbole, the phrases, the lyrics, the slang, the lingo. I mean, they just break everything down for the court, man. They let everybody know what it is. Diss tracks are often vicious, graphic, and hyperbolic, and rap lyrics regularly contain accusations of disruptible conduct, including illegal behavior. Audiences avidly follow up rap feuds for their entertainment value and sheer drama. They expect exaggeration, insult, and lyrics that hit below the belt. They understand that these performances are contests of verbal dexterity and lyrical domination, not factual arguments or a series of news reports. But Drake continues to battle UMG because he lost a rap battle. He still tries to find ways to blame UMG for a battle that he lost against Kendrick-Lamar, not his label. And at the end of the day, if you're going to get in a rap battle, you should not submit a lawsuit right afterwards because you lost. And no matter who you think won with Joey, Daylyt, and Rayvon, at the end of the day, they all won because they all refused to do what Drake did. Because they all stayed true to the sport of hip hop, to the elements of rap beef, and didn't try to complain to a judge, and didn't try to go against our rights and try to police rap lyrics right after a L. I think Drake should really learn from this, and I really do hope they use this as an example in court. But like I said, bro, I ain't passed the bar exam. Y'all can tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.